Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jack here with the Happy Layer, and today we have a March of the Machine Commander deck, Divine Convocation. We're opening this thing. We're going to talk a little bit about the strategies inside, how this deck plays, and some cards to watch out for in the deck, the powerhouses, just a little bit about overall how this deck plays alongside the other March of the Machine Commander decks. Also, there's a lot of cool plane chase cards we'll take a look at. Yeah, overall, lots of very interesting things in this deck. Take a quick look at the bottom first, and let's jump into it. All right, let's take a quick look at our angel here. So this is a Jeskai America colors for the deck. Definitely an interesting choice for a Convoke deck. This is a March of the Machines collector booster sample pack. Save that for the very end here. And then this is our plane chase cards. Let's take a quick look at these. All right, so we have Reality Shaping, Gavoni, Innistrad. We have a Zendikar one, Dominaria, Krosa, some Innistrad. Ooh, I really like the art on these. They did a really good job with the art on these. I do wish people played Plane Chase a little bit more often, but I've never seen this played at my LGS after March of the Machine Commander decks went out of style or people moved on to other things. They were cool for a little bit, but not very long at all. Ooh, here is our Plane Chase die. This one is not very glittery with the Chaos sign on one side and the Plane Chase on the other side. The way this works is there's 4 blank sides, and if you roll this dice, if you hit the Plane Chase, you can move on to the next playing, and it replaces your current playing. If you hit the Chaos sign, then Chaos ensues. Every card tells you what Chaos means for that particular plane. All right, let's take a quick look at the counters here. They're all +1/+1 counters. And moving on, we have a very generic life spin down wheel. Nothing to write home about. And then a little bit about the special rules here. This is all the Commander rules for anyone that's new to Commander. This is a little bit about rules on Plane Chase if you want to play that variant of the game. And then here's a little bit about Kazla, the Broken Halo, and how this deck plays. So feel free to take a look. Let's get the deck itself open here. Right, this deck is currently going for right around 50 bucks, between 45 to 50 bucks on TCG Player. So it's one of the more expensive March of the Machine decks. Usually they're around 30 to 40. But let's take a quick look at the face commander. We have Kozla, the Broken Halo. So this is the Convoke commander of March of the Machines. It costs 6 in Jeskai colors, but don't let that fool you. It does have Convoke, so it comes out way earlier, and your opponents are never expecting it until they've played against it a couple of times. She has Flying, Vigilance, and Haste, so lots of good keywords there. And then whenever you cast another Convoke spell, scry 2 and then draw a card. So one of the most important things about Convoke decks is that you have way more mana than you need sometimes, and you just want to draw more cards, and she helps you out with that. All right, so that was the face commander. For the secondary commander, or the backup, we have Saint Traft and Rem Carolus. That's not an easy name to say. This could also be your commander. This one is all about tapping. So every time he gets tapped, you get to create more and more tokens. Tokens help you convoke more, and that's kind of how it plays. And then he also untaps whenever you cast a spell that's Convoke. Convoke twice, attack once, and yep, that's all 3. And if you do it the 3rd time, you get a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying, which is huge token there. So the way that this deck plays is there is a lot of convoking. I think there's 17 cards in here that convoke. There's anything from instants to creatures, and you also have these Plane Chase cards that interact with the planar die. These are good candidates to take out if you're not playing the Plane Chase cards, which most of the time you're not going to be. Yeah, the overall goal is you get a bunch of little tokens out that'll help you convoke faster, because every token that you get out is additional mana. You pretty much have double the mana of everyone else if you're hitting your land draws. And then with that mana, you're playing bigger and bigger creatures, and then you're drawing a lot of cards, you're untapping all the creatures. So untap is a very big thing here, because when you untap all your creatures, they can be tapped again to be used for mana for your convoke spells. So it all works very well together. take a look at what we have in here. And there's a couple of spells that allow you to turn creatures into Convoke, or turn spells into Convoke spells, which are very, very nice as well. There's a little bit of an angel sub theme here, but there's not that many angels, so it's definitely not angel tribal. You also have Skull Clamp, which is fantastic for those little tokens. After you tap them and already used them for mana, you can then go kill them off in order to draw 2 cards, which is absolutely amazing. This is one of the best cards in this deck, Wand of the World Soul. The next spell you cast this turn has Convoke. Insane. Turn any spell you want into Convoke, and at the very worst, it's 3 for an additional mana every turn in white. Very, very nice. So yeah, this deck plays very, very well. It's pretty strong out of the box. This is definitely not as beginner friendly though as the +1/+1 deck that's in here. Nesting Dovehawk, this is the most expensive card in this entire set because one, this is the only printing of this card outside of the extended one in the collector boosters for March of the Machines. But this is the only place you can get it. Outside of that is March of the Machine commander decks. And then this card is amazing in any of the offspring decks because you're creating these offspring that have really good effects, and then you're able to populate those tokens as well. So with Bloomburrow and the whole offspring thing, this is going crazy. It goes really well in the Family Matters Precon for Bloomburrow. Kaikar Wind's Fury is a nice little mythic here that allows you to create a lot more spirit tokens and then Convoke with those. All right, and then you have Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Every time I've seen this deck pop off, this Planeswalker goes crazy as well. That's just, the +1 is you're creating 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. All of them can be used to Convoke. It's just insane. And then you can also give all of your little Convoke tokens, creatures you control get +2/+2 and flying. It's just a ton of stuff. Locust God's an interesting include here, mainly for the token creation so that, you know, faster Convoke. But yeah, I think one of the things that this deck kind of lacks is protection for your commander. Once people realize your commander is as big of a threat as it is, it tends to get removed. It's a pretty big body on the board, so it becomes a target pretty quickly, pretty easily. I think one of the best things about this deck is that because you can Convoke to get out your commander, you can kind of cheat/bypass the commander attacks. And I think that's why they didn't include a lot of protection for your commander in here. But I would definitely do that. Add some boots, add some, you know, whatever it may be that could help give your commander some nice warding, indestructible, shroud, whatever it may be. And then we're getting kind of to the end here. But yeah, this is definitely a very, very fun deck. Pretty easy to play out of the box, and then, you know, 5 cards I would say to 10 cards upgrade, and none of them are very expensive. But with 5 or 10 cards, I think you can make this deck very, very, very competitive. All right, let's see what we have here. Tons of planes, tons of islands, and a bunch of mountains as well. And there's our foil etched commander. I do miss not being able to get these anymore, these thick stock commanders. I think they look really nice, and I actually do use them over the regular commander cards. They are just way easier to keep track of because they're a little bit thicker than everything else. And they look way nicer than just your regular foil commander, you know? The foil etchedness really makes it stand out. But yeah, here's all of your little tokens. Very token heavy deck here. And then one of these on your turns. All right, last but not least, let's check out the March of the Machine Collector Booster Sample Pack. Let's go. Yeah, so I don't think this is the easiest deck, but I think it's really nice as well. Hidetsugu and Kari, this is one of the most interesting / fun commanders, and this art is absolutely insane. The showcase art, really crazy. This is a kind of a fun commander. I've seen this played a couple of times. I don't have this deck myself, but the ones that I've seen play this always try to flicker them into existence with clones and copies, and then the clones and copies die because of the legend rule. I don't know if I would ever play this commander. It always seems to be a lot of hoops to jump through and kind of trouble to get it going, but I love this art. That is some amazing art. And we have Dina So Steeper here. That's it for the deck opening. What do you guys think about Kazla, the Broken Halo? This is definitely one of my favorite decks from March of the Machine. Could be one of my favorite decks in general. I do play a lot of Convoke, Boros Convoke in Standard. It's actually my favorite deck in Standard right now. So the Convoke mechanic holds a special place in my heart. So I don't know. Do you guys like this deck? Do you guys already have this deck? Do you run this deck? Do you play against this deck very often? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.